The man killed in self-defense by a woman he was attacking was also arrested for another attack.
He had a knife on my throat.
Records show a history of violent allegations. Water restrictions could end this weekend.
So we are proceeding very carefully and gradually to return this pipe into service safely.
And Alberta wants its own investigation. Plus, local history highlighted by Hollywood.
It's an Aboriginal UNESCO heritage site in Alberta.
And it's already bringing in new visitors.
Got us really excited, so we came down for the day and checked it out.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Alicia Fieldberg.
Hello and thank you for joining us. The man who was killed by a woman acting in self-defense in Edgemont last week had a long history with police, but few criminal convictions. He faced previous charges of assault with a weapon, but was found not guilty. When he died, there was also a warrant out for his arrest for an unpaid fine. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
It's a day that still haunts Harold Henninger. On June 16, 2023, he thought he was selling an antique car. Instead, the prospective buyer, Shabazz Ahmed, put a knife to his throat in an attempted carjacking.
He was yelling and screaming at the wife that if you don't give me your keys and your cell phone, I'm going to kill Harold.
Henninger said he fought for his life, making it to safety where a Good Samaritan pulled over to help his wife and call 911.
He had a knife on my throat. And he had it in his briefcase that he brought out of his house. But I was strong enough to break myself away and get out. And that's what saved us.
RCMP arrested Ahmed, and last fall he was found not guilty in 8 charges related to the attack. Henninger still doesn't understand.
Lost a lot of sleep for 2.5 years and looking over our shoulder all the time, you know.
We don't know why the judge found him not guilty. The justice's decision is not published, and the Crown would not say other than there was no legal error or reason to file an appeal.
I think the correct question is, why were so many charges laid against the individual and there was no determination of guilt in those cases?
CTV has also learned there was a warrant for his arrest at the time he attacked a woman showing him a rental property. It was over his mischief conviction for damage under $5,000. He was fined $500, which he didn't pay, but found not guilty of assault with a weapon in that case. Henninger is frustrated with the justice system and doesn't understand how Ahmed could be free.
He should have been in a remand center right to the end. He's dangerous.
Prior to his death, court records show Ahmed was sentenced for a 2021 breach of probation from an assault charge that year. As for the warrant stemming from the 2022 fine, CTV has reached out to police to see if they were actively seeking to arrest him and are waiting to hear back. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
A man charged with sexual assault and human trafficking offences in Lethbridge was released on bail yesterday, then scooped up half an hour after he got out. Sky Atoa was rearrested for breaching the conditions of his release. Court ordered he was supposed to go straight home. Instead, Lethbridge police say the 50-year-old went to a store to browse a perfume aisle. That's where officers found Atoa near a young female and arrested him.
I believe it really necessitates, especially when it's crimes against anyone, but certainly against children, that they should be looking at very tough bail sentencing.
Atoa had been in custody since his arrest in mid-December. Police say 3 teenage girls were found in his apartment, including a 14-year-old who said that she had been held there for 3 days and repeatedly sexually assaulted. Atoa is charged with numerous offenses, including sexual assault of a child, trafficking a minor, and unlawful confinement. He's also charged with the sexual assault of a 24-year-old woman last October. 2 teenagers have been charged after 2 separate robberies, including one where someone was bear sprayed. Last month, a man in Dover was selling a laptop on Facebook Marketplace when 2 prospective buyers came to look at it, then set off bear spray. The victim was bruised and the suspects left without the laptop. Police now believe the suspects stole an iPhone in the northwest community of Ambleton. A 17 and 16-year-old boy each face robbery charges. An SUV landed on its roof this afternoon, sending 3 people to hospital. It happened around 3:15 p.m. on eastbound Glenmore Trail underneath the McLeod Trail Bridge. The SUV rolled and the 3 adults inside were taken to hospital in non-life-threatening condition. Police continue to investigate. Calgary's latest water crisis could be ending soon. The pipe is being filled and crews are closely watching to see if it holds. Meanwhile, the province wants to do its own review of the city's water failures and has a tight deadline. Jordan Canagan reports.
While vehicles roll over the newly repaired road, underneath, millions of liters of water flows through the city's biggest feeder main.
This is a significant step forward. It tells us the repair is holding, the system is responding as expected, and the work is progressing safely.
Crews turned on the first set of pumps from the Bears Paw treatment plant, and 200 million liters of water is flowing through it now. Thursday morning, more pumps will be turned on and even more again on Friday morning. If everything holds, water restrictions could be eased by the weekend.
Returning the Bears Paw South feeder main to service is a delicate process. We can't guarantee there won't be another break during this time. So we are proceeding very carefully and gradually to return this pipe into service safely.
While the city works on a gradual return of the pipe, it's also dealing with an urgent request from the province. A letter from the Municipal Affairs Minister is demanding all documents and reports related to Calgary's water system. I am concerned about the implications for the capacity of municipal services and the confidence that Calgarians may have in the city's ability to sustain this essential service, says Dan Williams.
It makes a lot of sense to me to provide as much documentation as possible to the public. We need to provide the assurances that we have looked at every single possibility, every single contingency.
The city's also set up barriers and sandbags in case of another pipe burst. They could remain until work on twinning the pipe starts in the spring. More long-term plans are still needed.
This is hopefully eye-opening, and not just for the city of Calgary or, the province of Alberta, but across Canada and probably North America as to how we are assessing risk within our distribution systems.
Jordan Canagan, CTV News, Calgary.
Water restrictions will remain for at least a bit longer until water is fully flowing through the pipe. Calgarians are getting a taste of spring weather, but it's creating some dangerous conditions. Emergency crews warn people and pets to avoid walking near rivers. This weekend, there was a water rescue near Beaumont Park. Fire crews helped 2 people to safety after a dog fell through the ice and was never found.
We always want people to be vigilant regardless on top of any ice, but just some quick reminders. No river ice is ever safe with that current moving underneath it, and the changing weather conditions is very, very fragile and can break away very easily. And there's that risk that someone who breaks through that ice gets pushed by the current and potentially pushed underneath the ice shelf, which is very, very dangerous. So the best thing to do is just stay off of any river ice.
The warm weather has also forced the closure of several outdoor ice rinks and the cross-country trails at Confederation Park. Danielle, it was very warm out there. So warm, we actually broke a record.
I would say even shattered, because well, these are unofficial numbers. Environment and Climate Change Canada still has to confirm this for us, but it looks like the old record is 11.2 from 2004, and today 17.2. Oh my goodness. Don't expect that tomorrow though. The winds will start to move in out of the north tomorrow. So we get cut off from the Chinook flow. Will be very windy, but that's a colder wind out of the north. So we'll start off at +1 when off to work and school. And in the afternoon, we're going to struggle just to get to 4 degrees. This does come with a mix of sun and cloud. Your full forecast coming up.
Thanks, Danielle. Calgary's been named the 4th best North American location for filmmakers to live and work. That's up from Calgary's 5th place spot last year in the ranking from Movie Maker. Calgary earned high marks for tax credits, experienced crews, lifestyle, and access to the Rockies. Toronto took the top spot on the list, with Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Chicago, Illinois rounding out the top 3. An Alberta UNESCO World Heritage Site got a shout-out in the season premiere of the HBO Max series The Pit. Now staff are hopeful it will bring new visitors near Fort Macleod. Tyson Fedor reports.
Nestled at the foot of the Rocky Mountains is Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump. The historic Indigenous site showcases exhibits, trails, and lookout points of where the Blackfoot people use their knowledge of buffalo behavior to kill their prey for food.
We pride ourselves on being stewards of a sacred site. Bring more understanding of what the Southern Alberta landscape has to offer, and what more specifically what Head Smashed In has to offer in terms of the ancient buffalo hunt and the culture of the Blackfoot people.
The site, located west of Fort Macleod, was peppered into some dialogue between two ER doctors on the Season 2 premiere of HBO Max's show, The Pit.
Where are you going?
Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump.
Captain Crunch flying squirrel socks. Are we talking in code or are you having a stroke?
It's an Aboriginal UNESCO heritage site in Alberta.
We had no idea. It was a pleasant surprise.
It's unclear how the writers ended up featuring Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump for Noah Wiley's character, Dr. Michael Rabinovich, and his script, but it was centered around discussions of taking a sabbatical.
We watched The Pit. We love it. It's a great show. Big fans of ER, big fans of Noah Weil. Complete reference out of the blue. Got us really excited, so we came down for the day and check it out. We've had a ball. It's awesome.
Travel Alberta has also featured the scene in a recent video.
Heard you going on a trip?
Take a sabbatical. Leave tonight.
Where are you going?
Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump.
The Pit recently won several Golden Globes, including Best TV Series for Drama. Now, staff of the world-famous site are hopeful the international attention draws out even more curious travelers.
The average, about 250 to 275 motor coaches coming to our site, mostly from the United States. So we figure that might increase with this little mention.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, near Fort Macleod.
Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump gets around 60,000 visitors each year. Alberta is preparing to open up the online gambling market to private businesses. It announced new regulations set to take place soon that some hope might slow a major problem.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Many people are out of their homes, and it's believed one person was injured in a downtown apartment fire in Edmonton tonight. Flames shot out of one of the suites of a building at 115th Street and 100th Avenue. 12 crews were called in to fight the fire that started around 6 tonight in a unit on the 6th floor. A witness tells CTV News she saw someone jump from that suite to escape the fire. And a house fire in northeast Calgary caused significant damage to a home in the community of Cornerstone. Flames engulfed the house on Corner Gate Road just before 6 this morning. 9 people were inside at the time. All were able to escape safely. Lethbridge Fire Services has implemented a fire ban in the River Valley. 2 separate grass fires were sparked on Tuesday. Police charged a woman with arson in one of them.
The levels are extreme right now. Our levels in the River Valley and all over the city are more or less like they would be in August during a drought.
Homeowners are being asked to make sure there's no yard waste piling up and to make sure to keep debris away from the fence and your house. New online gambling rules are coming to Alberta this spring. The province will soon regulate the iGaming industry, opening the door to private betting platforms while implementing changes to protect players. Tim Brooke has the details.
CJ92 radio host Jesse Mods has quit online gambling, but he's still vocal about his concerns with the industry.
I expect there to be tons more people with gambling issues as the years go on with just how in your face it is.
These days, betting ads are almost inescapable. And once you're on these apps spending money, it's tough to leave.
If you want to stop gambling, they make it incredibly hard.
Part of that is due to iGaming rules, or the lack thereof, in Alberta. Right now, government-owned Play Alberta is the only licensed site in the province. But it's estimated it captures only about 30% of the total market. The rest goes to companies with offshore licenses who don't always have to play by Canadian rules.
We're not bringing online gambling to the province. It's already here. And so sticking our head in the sand and pretending that it's not there isn't going to make it better.
And so changes are coming. Alberta will soon regulate the industry, putting in place time and betting limits and banning athletes from promoting gambling.
Also, and the one that we are probably the most proud of is we are going to have system-wide self-exclusion on day one.
That exclusion rule would allow Albertans to ban themselves from online and in-person betting. It will be tricky to implement, but experts say if done strictly, it could slow a major problem.
That is ultimately the solution to the problem. It's you, it's not me, it's not the
government. You got to make the decision for yourself.
Recent Canadian reporting says about 1 in 3 young adults gamble online. And of those aged 18 to 29, almost 24% experienced a high level of gambling-related harms, including credit card debt or savings losses. The province and Mods hope the new regulations can help curb some of that. Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
Hospitality leaders and local businesses gathered in Calgary to slam Alberta's new tax on premium wine. Since the markup was applied last April, industry reps from BC and Alberta say they've taken a big hit. Stephanie Thomas reports.
About 9 months after Alberta introduced a new tax on wine above a certain price point, retailers and restaurant groups say they are fed up.
It just doesn't make any sense. For our members, it doesn't make any sense. For Alberta consumers, it doesn't make any sense.
The province calls it an ad valorem tax. It's an additional 5 to 15% tax applied to wine depending on the per litre cost of the bottle of wine. Wine Growers British Columbia says small or family-owned wines are unfairly targeted as the majority fall into the highest tax bracket. For Vinroom owner Phoebe Fung, she says it's increased her costs by 20% and she's absorbing it for now.
We've been lucky enough, we're riding it through right now, but I will tell you, this is not sustainable in the long term. We are buying less Canadian products. It's become more expensive. So we now are going towards other countries to buy direct from them.
Some Calgary wine agents say large multinational producers are getting an undeserved boost.
It hasn't affected, these low-end wine product companies. It's all sort of the small business and really the bread and butter of our entire, and the engine of our entire national economy being affected.
We're seeing restaurant orders decline. We're seeing retail orders decline. It is now harder and more expensive to sell Canadian wine in Alberta than it has ever been.
In a statement, the Minister for Red Tape Reduction says Alberta is the most tax-friendly and open and free jurisdiction in Canada for alcohol, including wine.
Minister Nally can spin this the way he wants to, but really this makes no sense, and it is impacting pretty much every single bottle of wine over $11.25.
He says a flat, low% tax applied across all liquor would have been better. Stephanie Thomas, CTV News, Calgary.
The province has not mentioned plans to repeal the tax or if any meetings with industry groups are planned. Well, this warming trend we've been experiencing is coming to an end. Danielle has her forecast and the details coming up.
Well, record-shattering heat in many southern Alberta communities today, including Calgary. Calgary got up to 17 degrees today. It was 10 in Victoria, Vancouver. Outside of that, temperatures much cooler, especially Winnipeg, Thunder Bay, minus double digits. Just to alert you, by next weekend, that's what we're looking at for daytime highs. So enjoy the warmth while we have it. We've been in this Chinook setup for days and days. 76 kilometers per hour was the maximum wind gust in Pincher Creek today, again out of the west. So all out of the right direction here today to boost up the temperatures. 76 was also the max in Lethbridge, in those 50s for Calgary, 40s for Brooks, and low 30s for Medicine Hat. Tomorrow will be gustier, but out of the wrong direction to warm things up. Now, for Pincher Creek, Crowsnest Pass area, we'll still get those westerly winds tomorrow morning. So warmer in the morning than what it will be in the afternoon. Temperatures will dive below freezing in the afternoon hours when we get cut off from the westerly flow. Everywhere else, gusting out of the north, even in the morning hours, up to 60 kilometers per hour in Calgary, 70 for Lethbridge. And the further east you go, which is a little unusual, the gusts will be even stronger. 80 kilometers per hour for Medicine Hat, Brooks, Drumheller, and for areas like Hanna, Oyen, Coronation, 90 kilometer per hour gusts possible, which sparked the warning in that area. So very windy. It's a cold wind out of the north, so temperatures will be able to only climb just above the freezing mark for most communities. I'll show you that in the longer range in just a second here. Other than a little bit of cloud cover, not a whole lot of moisture to talk about. It's a pretty dry week, except for a little blip of mixed precipitation closer to the Medicine Hat area early tomorrow morning. It won't be significant with regards to, it won't last long, but when you combine it with winds gusting around 80 kilometers per hour, this will, for a short term, reduce visibility out there tomorrow morning.
keep that in mind. Outside of that, just some cloudy periods, some wind sometimes, and not a whole lot going on. Temperature-wise, we're going to struggle just to get to 4 degrees for tomorrow because of those winds out of the north, and then 3 for Friday. We'll get a nice westerly flow kick back in for Saturday, so Saturday will be windy, but it will get us into those double digits. And then we start our decline. And when you look longer term at the 10-day trend here, you can see that by next weekend, Friday to kick it off, daytime highs will be in the minus double digits. So it will definitely feel like winter for next weekend. So enjoy this spring-like weather while we have it.
Thanks, Danielle. High school students are getting on-site learning about the trades, from insulating to plumbing homes. This Alberta project hopes to give them the tools they need for the in-demand industry. We've heard how Canada is about to go on a building boom for new homes and other projects, and some high school students in Airdrie are getting a head start learning valuable skills. Kevin Fleming reports.
It will take these 4 grade 10 students just over a day to insulate this Airdrie home. Easton Border is making sure everything fits just right.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty important to have it pretty snug and pretty nicely fit. Otherwise, the frost can seep through and really damage your house.
They're working under the watchful eye of Dale Martin, who's been teaching his craft to students for 5 years. He says there was nothing like this when he was in high school.
No, I wish I did. I would have loved to have a program like this. I think it's fantastic for the kids to learn every single trade as you go.
The students are always learning, and that includes classroom time for their grade 10 studies. The garages for the homes have been turned into their school.
We do take our academics really seriously here, and so it's like you're not catching up in your classes and you're not allowed to go work on site.
The Building Futures program is in its 13th year, and the students take part in every step.
When they arrive in the fall, we have one house framed, so they can start it at mechanical rough-ins with the plumbers specifically, and then the second house they start right from the ground. So they survey it, they dig it, they crib it all the way through, right to the very end, and we complete both homes within the grade 10 year.
Jaden Stoichke went through the program in 2021. Now he's a teacher.
It's awesome. I mean, Building Futures definitely gave me a big jump start. It's how I actually landed this job here at plumbing.
Finley Thomas and his team are trying to decide on finishes for the home. They're looking at paint colors and everything else to complete it.
I never thought I would want to be like an electrician or a plumber, and now I'm just like, this is brilliant. This is awesome.
There are many tests along the way, like this one where groups build scaled-down models of their homes.
We built this project in order to build credits and, learn from how to build our concrete and form walls and draw our blueprints and, work as a team.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Airdrie.
Thanks for staying up late with us.